You didn't like it?
No, it was kind of boring, and the animation has been there, done that. The story was kind of, ugh. It didn't do nothing. I was like, "Can we watch Bugs Life or something?"
That's the kid who befriends an alien.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's being raised by his sister on a military base.
Oh, okay. What studio
And
did that?
Pixar.
Oh.
Thank you for downloading our recent episode. For more episodes like this, go to movieguyspodcast.podbean.com for more episodes. Enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another awesome episode of Movie Guys Podcast. And today we're talking about another rock venture. This is supposed to be his Oscar-nominating coming out party. I'm an actor. Eric, how the hell are you doing?
Jordan, this isn't The Rock. This is Dwayne Johnson. It's two completely different characters here. Of course, you have to recognize that. I'm tired already, even just going into that too. But to help us out here with all this, I guess, talk about what we're gonna, I don't know, experience is Chad, who's gonna really fill in my chair for a little bit here. So, Chad, welcome.
thanks, Eric. Just really glad to be here. Appreciate the invitation.
Well, for everybody, Eric is going to be taking a few months off. He is expecting baby number 2. So Chad, a friend of mine, is going to take over here for a few months. So everybody, welcome him to the show. And this is Chad's first show. So, okay.
Yay!
Yay! All right, so...
Where's the air horn?
Oh, yeah, we got to do that. Wait, hold on, hold on, go off. There we go. I got it.
Good enough.
Love
So,
it. That's great.
The Smashing Machine. So this is a movie that was advertised heavily this summer, right? This is supposed to be The Rock's Ali, right? This is supposed to be his Oscar-nominated movie. He went in under makeup for this. This is supposed to be big. Did you, and any of you, I guess, Chad, I'll ask you first, did you ever have this on your radar?
Not until you showed me the show list, and I said, the Smashing Machine. I wonder what that's about. Because I don't watch any kind of regular cable TV anymore, like most Americans probably. So I don't get all of the same commercials that the regular folk do. So once I looked into it, I'm like, oh, it's The Rock. Okay, great. I'm sure it'll be something. I feel like his work has, I'd say, hit and miss at the best on what's coming out of Hollywood. So I gave it a shot.
We're in a weird era, actually, in marketing right now. Because before, just like you had said, Chad, a lot of people were all watching the same media, the same TV. There weren't a whole lot of other options. And so you could basically just watch something and get the same ads, the same promotion for a movie that was coming out. But now there are so many different avenues to do it, and it seems like algorithm specific towards who it is going to watch it. If you're a fan of wrestling, you probably got an ad for this. Maybe somewhere in between, highlights or pay-per-view. I don't know, something like that. But I'll tell you right now, like this movie, and I know that who's getting through the ringer right now? Sydney Sweeney with her movies that have bombed. I had not heard of these movies at all. They completely fell under my radar.
Oh, well, I heard all about this because of me being a fan of WWE. I mean, they were advertising the hell out of this, because The Rock is a UFC fighter. Have you guys ever heard of this UFC guy, the real guy he's playing?
No,
I have not. No.
Okay.
And in fact, it's funny you say that because when I saw the ad for it, I thought of like 3 other guys first that The Rock might be playing before this Michael Kerr person.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. Michael Kerr, I was like, who's Michael Kerr? So I decided to Wikipedia him when the movie was starting. Michael Kerr, right? He is...
It's Mark. It's Mark.
Mark Kerr.
Mark.
Mark Kerr.
Well,
I'm in the city of Toledo area, so Mark Kerr is a Toledo boy, and I found this to be a fun fact. He almost made it to the Olympics, but he had to real life wrestle Kurt Angle, and whoever won went to the Olympics.
Really?
And so Kurt Angle beat him to qualify to be on the team to go to the Olympics. And after that,
There you go.
he went into cage fighting. So that is Mark. He's still alive right now. Then the movie shows us that with a weird directing choice. I'm sure we'll talk about that at the end. But that's
Yeah, yeah. We will.
oh weird. But he went to the high school in our area. He went to weight, and he still holds the wrestling record in that high school in the Toledo area. So good for him.
In UFC or MMA, who would be a name that you would think of then? I mean, instead of, if it's not Mark Kerr, I guess who would it be? Because I'm not really a big fight watcher, for boxing, UFC, or all that. But sometimes you have a star that breaks through and can kind of cross kind of into the mainstream. So the first one I would think of is like who's it? Is it Chuck? Is it Liddell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the first one that maybe I would think of.
Conor McGregor.
And maybe I'm guilty of a slight bias. I was kind of raised in karate, and so a lot of martial arts in the 90s was how I spent a lot of weekends. So,
Okay.
when UFC really became popular, it was really easy to relate to some of those things. But as far as some of those names, I'm like, okay, Dan Severn, Ken Shamrock, Dan White, Joe Rogan, like all these are like you say what you want about Joe Rogan, but he was a fighter. Like these,
Yeah.
if you're wanting to take somebody's story and make it into a movie, normally it's a story I would think a lot of people know about, and then they're giving you well, here's the actual true story of this person that you already know. Nope, no clue who the guy is. But you know what? Mad respect, Toledo guy. I'm in Toledo now. That was kind of a cool moment.
Well, there was a documentary called The Smashing Machine that came out in the early 2000s. So I guess this guy is beloved in MMA world. I don't know who he is. So I was interested to see where this movie went. My wife watched it with me, and she was like, "Is that The Rock?" And I was like, "That's The Rock." She goes, "No, it's not." I was like, "Yeah, that's what 20 hours? I don't know how many hours. I'm kidding, but I don't know. He had a lot of prosthetics. He looked like young Rock back in the 90s."
You said 3 to 4 hours a day for prosthetics to make him look like Mark Kerr. I can't even imagine what his workout regimen was in this too, because like him and like Ryan Bader, like these dudes are massive units, man. Like they did a good job in the movie, obviously, just making these guys look. It was intimidating just watching them on camera. Like holy cow! Like dude, that's a barbarian, dude. That's that guy is, which was fun too because Mark comes off as kind of like this gentle giant kind of thing, and he's only ever gets pushed because of his girlfriend Dawn, right?
Yeah, I don't like Mark. I don't. I think The Rock is good for the character, but the character of Mark is weak. He's a wimp. Very soft-spoken. He's always right. We never see him making any bad decisions, really. He's taking pain medicine.
Well,
He's not like he's taking steroids or shooting cocaine. I mean, he's gotten plenty of opportunities to smack his girlfriend around, and he never does. Right? I mean, he was constantly betrayed as the good guy in this movie, and that drove me nuts.
Yeah. It felt like they were struggling to find a story this entire movie, right?
Yeah, no, 100% agree with you because I don't know where the story was going, right? So this is my memory of the movie, and I watched it only 2 days ago. It's Mark Kerr wins in Japan, comes back, he's on pain medicine because he's getting punched in the face. Girlfriend throws things, dumps him. He goes to rehab, goes back to Japan, and loses again. That's
Yeah.
the
Can I
movie.
Can I make just a little confession?
Yes, of course.
There was a moment when I was watching this movie, and I was watching it today. I was watching it on a little tablet. And there was a moment that I thought, did I accidentally rewind part of this? And am I rewatching the same scene or the same event again, just at a different? Because there was so many pieces of it that were repetitive between him trying to be a nice guy, between the anger, whenever he's obviously a control freak to some degree, and so yeah, that happened a couple times. Plus the whole thing about the shake or whatever his girlfriend was
yeah.
making him at the very beginning. That
Yeah.
whole thing,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you're going to be one of these guys this movie? All right, let's go. Like, that whole macho masculinity doesn't land with me. I don't understand it. I don't respect it. It's just it's
But that right there, I feel like that's like their struggle of trying to find some sort of conflict, and the only thing that they can really, the only angle they can really work at is between this domestic kind of issue that they have, where she seems to like be this supporting figure that doesn't know how to support him, and he seems to be this person who, like, is attracted to the idea of having this person around, but doesn't really want them around. He wants to kind of be on his own. I want to be a man, kind of do my own thing, kind of thing. But also, I like the idea of maybe spoiling somebody or having like a trophy girlfriend wife thing. It seems like if that's the only thing that they were going for, because the addiction lasted what 10, 15 minutes in this movie out of a 2-hour movie. Like probably a little bit longer, but I don't know. The other thing as well too is that this movie was written and directed by Benny Safdie. He is one half of the Safdie brothers. We know him as one of the writer directors for Uncut Gems, who did for Adam Sandler. So that got a lot of Oscar buzz, but it was snubbed obviously for all that. And again, to bring back that, because Adam Sandler got snubbed, is the reason why we got the beautiful movie Hubie Halloween. Anyway, the other part is that Benny was also in Happy Gilmore 2 as the bad guy who created the Maxi Golf League, if you guys have seen that movie.
Well, yeah, we reviewed it.
He's kind of toting that line between like writer, director, and actor. He's kind of doing it all. Anyway, so he has creds with A24. He has been known to obviously be praised enough with the Academy to make a movie. I think if he's trying to do this by taking an actor and maybe giving them a piece of that chance for an Oscar or for a big award, maybe he's the one to do it. Same with like a Darren Aronofsky, which is again kind of funny because Darren made The Wrestler, and this movie had a lot of wrestler vibes, like The Wrestler vibes.
Yeah, but the good thing is The Wrestler, though, was stylized as something completely different. This movie, I do agree with Chad, because there are scenes I don't understand. But the beginning, when Emily Blunt is making the protein shake, I thought she was doing something good, right? But then, as the movie progresses, she becomes a really shriveling, annoying woman the whole time. Like Mark is never painted as gray in this. Mark's only painted as good. She's the one that has issues. And I found it to be annoying to where, like, he was so soft. He was like, oh, it's okay. I'll go ahead and I'll just put... No, baby, you gave me whole milk. I'm doing skim milk now or whatever. It's just, what? You know, just...
I think I disagree with you there
because
of the first time that she flew out to Japan, right?
Right.
And she's like, you wanted me out here, but he seemed, I don't know if he was high or just in the zone. And she's kind of like, well, I'm here to be your support, and now you like don't want me here. And then probably got confused, as Chad said, because that happened again in Japan again or before that. And it's just kind of repeating the same beats over and over again.
Yeah, but
I
she's
think this. Sorry, go ahead.
no, please.
I was just gonna say I think we're kind of on it. Like they struggled to make a bad guy because there's different drop-ins of what Mark is struggling with throughout the entire movie. First of all, he's in and out of detox in like 2 commercial breaks, which I think there could have been a lot more out of just his 21 days there, but maybe there wasn't. Maybe they didn't want to take Hollywood, add some Hollywood to it, and try to stick to the true story. But I think that would have been a missed opportunity for some development because I really didn't give a rip about any of these characters, if I'm honest. And that's a problem for me.
yeah.
If I'm going to watch something, I want to care about somebody. And I found myself pitying Emily Blunt's character a little bit more often than not because she's kind of following his lead. He's kind of the man of the house, and he's got this whole life, and she's there, and she's trying to help. And obviously couples have their challenges, but I got to thinking at one point, and you guys tell me if I'm way off base here, but it kind of seems like if I'm going to watch a fighting movie, I want to see the fighting.
Okay.
When I think of classic fighting movies, I'm back with like Jean-Claude Van Damme and like Bloodsport and like all the classic fighting movies that you could think of. So I kind of feel like they intentionally pulled back from the fighting in a fighting movie to try to raise up the stakes on all these other real life events that this guy was fighting through in his actual life, not the actual fighting in the ring, but the fighting that he did outside of the ring. And it didn't click for me. It just, you come up with all these instances where he's got to be fighting his addiction, fighting with his girlfriend, fighting actually going to be going to fight his best friend, which that could have been a thing. And it didn't seem like it bothered him at all.
Yes, I want to add that because you said there was no bad guy and about him not being bothered. He gets beat in pride fighting with this Russian guy. This Russian guy has Mark on all fours, and the Russian guy's in front of him, and he's kneeing him in the head, right? And then brutal,
Yeah.
right? And the ref says, "Okay, that's it." The Rock loses, and then the next scene, Rock's a little pissed. But then here comes the Russian that kneed him in the head, and he's all smiles with him, and like they're best friends. And it's just like, wait a minute. This guy just did an illegal move multiple times, and you're taking pictures with him? Like, that, the Russian's supposed to be the bad guy, right?
Now, this is where the wrestler, I think, did it right, is because they highlighted a bit more that this is a show. This is a business. Like, these guys chose this route, and at the end of the day, we're all co-workers, we're all colleagues, where it's not a personal thing. We're all just trying to achieve this greatness, and it's not like a vindictive thing where I'm gunning after this particular individual. My eye is on the prize. And I think they, again, didn't highlight too much on one thing in this movie. They just kind of spread it evenly. But exactly what Chad had said is, like, if they were to focus on his addiction to the win and having that be focused more and like having it basically putting aside all of his other personal relationships and having it kill his relationship with his girlfriend, maybe with some friends, maybe with put more family in there if he wanted to as well too. We don't know. I don't know that real story, but all to get that grand prize, then maybe that would be a bit more triumphant, especially because he doesn't win at the end.
Just like Rocky.
So, yeah, just like Rocky. So I would have liked to maybe have seen a bit more of that, but at the same part, I don't know much about Mark Kerr to pick apart what I would have wanted to see versus what is in there. I know we've been kind of digging into this movie a bit more. What parts did you like about this movie? Chad, I'll start with you. I stumped him already. Okay.
You're gonna have to come back to me, Jordan.
I did like the fighting, right? I mean, like the fighting looked realistic. I read on IMDb that The Rock told, I don't know, one of the fighters to actually punch him in the face. So I found that to be
Yeah.
interesting. I did find his relationship with Emily Blunt to be a little interesting because, to me, and I know Chad disagreed, but it's like, to me, the movie portrayed her to be the bad guy, always bringing him down, right? Because he was always, because usually in these kind of movies, The Rock is the guy that's freaking out and wants to commit suicide, not the girlfriend. You know what I mean? So I did kind of like how they flipped that a little bit. You know what I mean?
I don't think either are innocent just as much as they're guilty.
No.
To be honest, I think they're kind of pushing, kind of like those toxic relationships that you'd see like a Sid and Nancy, or what was another one? Like in like 500 Days of Summer, or like Walk the Line, kind of those types of movies where, like, depending on what perspective you're looking at, you can see how the other person's a bad guy.
Right. But I'm saying it's just in these kind of movies that we've seen 100 times before, usually if it's this boyfriend girlfriend role, the boyfriend is the one that's freaking out and is going to commit suicide, and the girlfriend is supposed to hold him close and love him to make him be better, to be a better man, that kind of thing. So I did find it interesting. I did like that it was kind of reversed. I actually like.
He did break some doors.
Yeah, he did. I actually did like his relationship with his buddy, Mark Coleman, who was a real UFC guy. I thought that was a good, honest relationship, right? I mean, they both seem to generally like each other. So when Mark went down because of his not panic attacks, but he went to the hospital because he was overdosing on pain pills, pain shots. Mark was there.
Yeah.
Mike was there, Mark, whoever. He was there, so dug that. Other than that, though, like, again, I'm repeating like this movie is. Chad kind of just hit it right on the head. It's just that all these scenes kind of just blend in together, and it seems like the real guy is like, okay, you got to cut this part out. You got to cut this part out. I'm going to tell, what my truth is. Or I bet this guy's in real life's probably not a nice. I mean, this guy's probably a meathead, right? Like, I'm just saying,
Something like that.
I'm just like, I can imagine the real stories. He comes downstairs and the Emily Blunt's character is making him his smoothie, and I bet the real guy's like, I told you to not do that, and like flip out on her. I'm just saying.
Sorry. No, you went robot there for a moment.
Oh, it's okay. I'm sorry. Okay, am I still back?
I thought that was just me.
Funny.
That's why I was turning off my video.
No, I'm good.
No. You are not.
No, I'm not good.
No, you look frozen on my end. But while I'm selling for time, Chad, do you have anything good to say about this movie?
So I was looking through, I took some notes, and I thought, my one silver lining that I'll give this flick is Ryan Bader, Mark Coleman. I think as a coach, I think as a friend, he probably nailed exactly what it's like in that wrestling fighting industry as a partner, as someone to coach. And he's just constantly the one moment I find myself going, okay, he's a good dude. I'm cheering for you, is when he's there and Mark Kerr's in the hospital, and Mark Kerr starts crying. He like pulls the blankets up to his face, and Mark Coleman's like, hey man, it's just me, you don't have to say sorry. And I'm like, yes, that's what it means to be a friend. That's what it means to be a brother, and whatever you're doing. Like,
Yeah.
you're not even phased that your friend right in front of you is having a meltdown. You're just there for him, and I'm like, okay, here's the silver lining. Here's the one moment, because
Yeah,
just
100%.
good
Still the
humans
words
being-
out of my mouth.
good humans being good humans.
I feel like Ryan Bader was the highlight of this movie for me. This is his acting debut, by the way.
Oh,
At least that's what it says. He was a fighter, or I guess he's retired. And this is obviously he's doing it from experience. So is Dwayne Johnson, doing it from experience as well too. But I think the character for Mark Coleman maybe was just putting Ryan Bader into a better light, obviously, because we get to see like a lot of the good rather than the bad scenes that Dwayne Johnson was playing a bit more. I'm giving him some respect because he's trying. I won't call him The Rock. But at the same part, I don't feel like either of those guys are, like going completely off into like acting school and doing something completely new in their repertoire there. Just something in their wheelhouse, and it's they did a good job. I will give them that. But I agree with you 100% that Ryan Bader really stood out in this movie for me.
now somebody who doesn't know anything about UFC really, I just watch the knockouts on TikTok, is me being a basketball guy. Did you guys hear how Mark Kerr explained the difference between Pride and UFC in this movie?
Yeah, but please refresh it again.
'Cause I thought it was-
like it was just kind of
Yeah, because I thought it was
Go ahead.
great. He made a comment. He was like, "Oh, Pride in Japan and UFC in America, it's like the NBA and the ABA. It's literally the same exact thing, just two different leagues." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I understand that." But why Japan? Why is he? That's some of the things I wanted to know. Is why isn't he fighting in the octagon? Why is he on the other side?
So there's a big fighting scene like in Asia, especially in Japan. Like that's just kind of the thing. I don't know
Because of
how
Mortal
to-
Kombat.
So explain it. Probably. But I mean, it's just a scene. It's just kind of where. It's kind of like why New York is like the capital of the world, kind of thing. It's just is what it is.
Gotcha. No, I thought that was a good explanation. Got me to understand it.
when you say that, Jordan, I mean, one thing to get me to stop yawning is if Shao Kahn popped out of the middle of the ring out of nowhere and just said, "Yo, your soul is mine." Like, okay, now we got a movie. Now I'm back in it. Let's rock this.
Well, I mean, let's not pretend here, right? The reason why the UFC exists is because of Mortal Kombat, right? I mean, that game came out in 91, 92, and then maybe a year or two later at most comes the UFC.
There's been fighting for years.
But to this
UFC.
grand scale.
UFC is just the brand that commercialized it.
Hey, Bloodsport came out in '88, and I'm sure Kimite has been. Didn't they say hundreds of years, something like that?
Yeah.
So
they just made it popular.
I mean, even before that, come on, man. Even before that, you had jousting, you had gentlemen's duels. You had. Yeah, sure.
Madonna
Can I
did
do
that.
Your
Yes.
please.
If I had to say, take a wild guess what the budget was for this movie,
80 million.
and be honest. You say 80 million,
Yeah.
Eric?
This movie felt like it was a low budget movie. A24 doesn't go big, right?
No, they don't.
I don't know, man. 30 million.
Wikipedia tells me 50, and it raked
What?
And it raked in 21 million at the box office.
Oh.
So I read that, and then I heard the worst line of the entire movie echo in my head. Just treat me like a man.
That's a good line, yeah, because oh my god. You would think that Dwayne Johnson would bring, the butts in the seats. No? I mean, it's The Rock.
Where's that budget? I don't. Is it the contracts? Apparently, this is the first A24 in IMAX. If I'm reading that correctly?
Why? I mean, like
I don't. I can't imagine watching this in IMAX. I mean, of all the movies to watch in IMAX. I don't need to see high definition sweat coming at me.
Smashing Machine now in 3D.
Feel like you're getting smashed in the front row.
In the face with a machine.
Well, we all know that.
I don't know where this budget went, man.
Well, $40 million went to The Rock.
Maybe they had to.
It certainly seems that way.
Maybe there was some licensing with UFC, and also because Machine was in it, maybe they had to give Florence and the Machine some money. Who knows?
You know what I just realized too is that in the world of Hollywood contracts, isn't it kind of known that The Rock's Hollywood contract is that he can't lose a fight in a movie?
Oh,
Be quiet. Is that really a thing?
Yeah, that's a big thing in like Hobbs and Shaw. That was a big issue that they had with that. It was a big issue why he and Vin Diesel had a fight during the Fast series as well too, because every time that obviously he would chase and fight, he was said he didn't ever want to lose. What was the big one? Oh, Black Adam. There was a lot of controversy with that because DC's just like, that Black Adam's like an kind of a bad guy turned anti-hero, right? He loses fights, and he's like, no, we're gonna make one where I don't lose fights, and it's just one of those where you can go back, and that's kind of a difficulty of working with this. So anyway, we finally have a movie where he loses a fight.
well, I think this is his Will Smith phase, though, right? Like I made that joke in the beginning. Like this is his actor Rock now, right, guys? Like this is his coming out party. This is
His Ali.
Yeah, this is his Ali. He's gonna make Pursuit of Happiness 2. He's going to start making these Oscar bait movies now. He's just showing us that he can act. That's what's happening.
Well, he needs to, because after this movie comes Zootopia 2.
Why is he in that?
He's a voice. And by the way, he's also doing what? Moana? So you're telling me that he's in his Will Smith phase where he's trying to do all this dramatic stuff, and he's going to be... I got a list right here.
I'm guessing.
He's got 12 projects upcoming.
Okay.
A lot of these are remakes. Big Trouble in Little China.
Ugh.
Breakthrough. I hope that's not another video game movie about the blocks and the moving paddle. Breakthrough. Doc Savage. Jungle Cruise 2. So that's another movie with Emily Blunt. John Krasinski's got to get jealous at some point. Let's see. Lizard Music, I think that might be another voice acting thing. Monster Jam, I don't want to click on that one. The King, Fast and Furious, another one, it's two of them. A crime drama set in Hawaii, Jumanji 3, and Moana.
Okay, fine. I stand corrected. So he's making Drek. I was just thinking that this was the start of it. I'm sorry.
No, I think just like Will Smith, he's gonna dabble. He's trying to kind of broaden his horizon to where he can do more than just action, more than just family. Because it seems, and we've talked about this before, that a lot of WF stars or wrestling stars, when you're a big hulking guy, you really only have two options, and we've seen that many times. It's either hard action or it's family friendly, and we brought that up when what was the first one I talked about? Suburban Commando with Hulk Hogan, right?
Yeah, but the good thing is that he doesn't lose fights in that either.
Sure.
Yeah. So
you might lose arguments, right?
Mm.
What was it? The Tooth Fairy? Yeah.
So the middle of this movie is what? He's in Japan. He loses to the Russian. And then this is where the audience, us, knows that he's addicted to morphine, right? He's addicted to painkillers. When he was shooting up, I thought he was doing steroids because he's so big. But he doesn't have that issue. He's addicted to painkillers.
Yeah.
Not really that big of a deal, or am I just sugarcoating it? I mean, it's just painkillers, right? I mean,
drugs are drugs. Drugs are bad.
I self-medicate.
Still a big deal.
I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying though. Like normally in a lot of these, you expect there to be steroids and that to be a part of it, and I can get behind that.
Yeah, like I was looking for Mr. Mackey to say drugs are bad, okay? Like I was waiting for that.
You wanted more of a struggle, and we really just got him like where he was doing it one time, he had a scare in the hospital, and then he's just like, all right, well, that's enough for me. He had his bro come in, say that he loved him, and which I think held more weight than his girlfriend's.
No, totally. My favorite shot of this movie, and I know we're dogging on it, but I was watching, like I said, with my wife, is he gets picked up by Emily Blunt from rehab. This literally is my favorite shot. She picks him up in a red convertible, and there's a long shot of like them on a drone, right? The camera's on the drone, and they're driving towards the camera, and she's so little in this Corvette, and he is so huge. Yeah. It's out of this smaller. I'm like, this is the greatest shot of the movie, and there's no love. Like, she picks him up. I think there may be a scene or two of them just giggling together, but then it's just straight, hey, we're breaking up. I shaved my head now. Now I look like The Rock. We're breaking up. And she's like, no, you can't break up with me. We have a party this weekend with friends. And he's just like, doesn't matter. I need you to leave because your going out and drinking is affecting me.
Yeah.
But
yeah, again, they only like mildly touch on the relationship.
Yeah, there should be more, right? And then he's like, just pack your bags and get out. And then the next shot is she's in the bathroom trying to commit suicide, and he grabs her, and then she's gonna swallow pills, and he breaks down another door because no door. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Doors were harmed in the filming of this movie, and then like he gets her mental health, right? And then this is where this is interesting to me. This is where the character Mark Kerr is at his best in this movie, guys, because he's like, he sends her off to rehab, and then he goes and finds his Mickey, his old man friend, and he's going to teach him to, eat thunder and crap lightning, right? And they're going to have our training. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm sorry I'm comparing, but that's what this is. And then his trainer guy was trying to show him how to do a maneuver, and he breaks his hand. He busts his arm. He does something to his arm, the old trainer guy.
It seized.
It just seized on him because he was punching the hell out of a dummy.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those where like reaction or like spastic reaction where it just kind of like locked in like, you know what I mean?
Right. And then a stupid line too. Rock goes and gets the painkillers in. He goes right to the trainer. The trainer's screaming in pain. And the Rock's like, hey, I'm not using. This is old stuff, but here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why'd you have to say that line? Okay. Right. And like, to sum it up, my point is that this shows us why Emily Blunt was away in mental hospital. Mark was doing good. He was training. He was sweating. He was doing all the right things. He was doing what he was supposed to do. And then she comes back in, and what is she wearing, guys? All black, boobs out, distraction.
Of course.
I'm not saying that. That's what the movie's telling me, because all the trainers are looking at her and looking at him going, you guys are getting back together? What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, I guess this is actually not too far off from the little looking up of the info that I have, is that she was known to basically be eye candy.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's what she did, right? He's supposed to be training, and he's just like, no, I'm going to go back to Phoenix, for a couple of days. And this is where the fight happens with him. And no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got my whole timeline screwed up because this movie's weird. They get back together, and then they go back home, and then she goes to the mental facility, and then he goes to Japan. I was wrong. See? This movie's weird. This movie's weird. Never mind. I'm sorry.
No, it just...
Roll credits.
Just after a while, you're just again, after maybe the first hour, at least for me, I checked the runtime, and I go, gosh, holy shit, I got another hour of this movie?
I did the same thing. Oh, no.
It's like, what more needs to be said? And I don't know. I didn't know how it was going to end. So I was mildly surprised when he did get knocked out. That was at least kind of just like, oh, okay, good. At least it's not going to go completely beat by beat and have it to the end where, he's at the, Adrian at the end kind of a thing. So at least there was that. But it didn't seem like there was a lesson to be learned here. It just kind of seemed like they were just showing, it seemed like someone really just had a hard on for this guy. Because they're just like, hey, you know what? Who we should pay respect to is Mark Kerr. No one knows about him. Just like, what's the other A24 movie we did with the wrestlers? Iron Claw.
Oh, that's right. You and I reviewed that last year. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it Von
Housens?
Eric Van Helsing's?
No, Van.
Yeah.
No, Van Housing. Millhouse. Yeah.
Van Housing family, right? Where it felt like that was, to me, at least like a love letter. Like it felt like there was somebody who's just like, man, there's not been a movie done by these people, and this is really cool. I really, like the sport. I'm gonna make a movie about it. And I feel like that's what happened with this movie. I feel like the people who know who he is and who are in love with the sport would appreciate this movie. But for someone like myself, I don't want to speak for you guys, but who's like less than a casual, viewer of the sport, it's kind of like, okay, cool, Mark Kerr, got you.
Right.
It
Well,
was-
then
it was
this is.
also- It was also the Von Erichs. Not the
Von
Von,
Erich.
not the Von
I
Helsings.
thought it was an Eric in there.
Van Houten.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, this is the climax of the movie. So they go to
Van
Japan.
Wilders.
We go to Japan, and it's a tournament, like Mortal Kombat tournament, and Mark wins his first match, and so does his buddy, right? So we, as the audience, not knowing UFC as much, is like, oh, he's gonna fight his buddy. This is gonna be fun. Like, okay, this is like one of them has to lose. Like, this is gonna be the big thing. I know that doesn't happen in real life, but I didn't know that at the time. And I'm just like, okay, so Mark Kerr gets beat. He was winning against that other guy really well. And then all of a sudden he says, my body just went limp. And he just got pummeled with knee shots to the head again, by the way. And he busts his chin open, but his buddy ended up winning the, $200,000?
Mm-hmm.
Life-changing money.
Well, I mean, this happened from 1997 to 2000. I would say, yeah, right?
Their words, not mine.
I mean, $200,000 in 1997? It's probably
That'll change my life.
changed my life right now.
In 97, I mean, I was in, I think, junior high or something like that.
I was
around
10.
that time.
I was 10.
So, I mean, you man, come on. We've seen Blank Check. I know what I do with that money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I showed Riley Blank Check for the first time this summer, and she didn't like it.
Well, it's on her.
They
Maybe
need.
show her Casper. It's a bit more her speed, right?
We showed her Casper. She didn't. She liked that one. She didn't like Sandlot. Anyway, but yes, Eric, you're right. There was no lesson that was learned. It was, well, at the end, right? Chad, I'm curious what you say about this one. So the end, the director may have co-wrote or directed Uncut Gems. He may have some clout to him, but this guy's a moron. I mean, because Dwayne Johnson loses, right? He gets stitched up, and then it cuts to the real dude shopping at Kroger. Just shopping. Looking at the camera ever so often like, hey, guys, I'm going to go over here now. Like, what are you doing? And I'm Googling what this guy looks like. I was like, this is the real guy. Who made this choice? And then while he's shopping, it's just like, he married Emily Blunt. They were married for 6 years. They have a kid together. I was like, he married her? He married that crazy bitch? All
They
right.
were married together for 6 years. Like,
Yeah, they were. And it's just like, I mean, guys,
Yeah.
I mean, this takes this ending. I'm not trying to be harsh, but this ending takes the movie from a small bag to teetering on a no bag. Like, what a terrible directing choice. Let's have the real guy and let's film him for 5 minutes shopping at Kroger and get in his truck. Hi, guys. And drive away. Why?
So I'm gonna step out in faith and just believe that this was written by fighters, the screenplay is by fighters, and it's targeted to that community. Because in the instance of where they cut to this guy in real life and they're showing him, there's only like a couple of types of movies where that works. And I think one is like war heroes, where the war hero is still alive. You know what I mean? And they cut to that hero and they like, hey, here's what he's doing today and here's what he looks like. Kind of think of like Band of the Brothers at the end when they start putting the names with the guys as they're talking. You're like, oh, that's who you were? Oh man, that's crazy. Or like other sports heroes that are maybe a little bit more well known. For somebody like him, it's a little jarring. It's like, who's this cat?
Yeah.
Like this is an entirely new character at the end of the movie. Oh, it's the end. And they're telling us, oh, that's probably Mark. Oh, it's Mark. Okay.
It was just...
Takes you out of the, like, it ends the immersion, right?
Yes.
A little bit, like...
Well, it takes you out of the movie.
Already.
Well, yeah, it just takes you out of the movie because it doesn't fit. It's just they literally put the camera on the tripod and said, go shopping. Like...
yeah, I mean, you know.
It was a stupid
Hermacher
choice.
did the same thing, I think, right?
Wow. No desire for taste. All right.
Well,
Okay.
and that's it. Roll credits.
Roll credits.
I know. I'm very excited to hear what your guys' popcorn rating is for this movie.
Well, I'll
Would
go
you like
first.
to
then,
hear
okay.
what Collider had to say about this movie?
Yes.
Absolutely.
A colossal performance by Dwayne Johnson rises above tame storytelling.
That's about as graceful as you can get right there.
Whatever you say, Collider.
Sounds like something I would say. Chat GBT, what's another word for big? Colossal.
Yeah, get the thesaurus out, I guess.
All right, I'll go first. I'll go for the popcorn rating. I made a joke at the end here and said that it went from a small to a no bag because of the ending. I'm not going to dog on the movie because of the ending. The Rock was fine in it. It was great to see Dwayne Johnson do something other than action, right? Chad, you kind of hit it a little bit where this is a fighting movie, but there's not a lot of fighting in it, right? But that should make, or maybe Eric said that. I don't remember who. Somebody said that, and I thought it was a good jab at it. There we go. There's my pun. You guys, you're welcome for that one. I didn't like Emily Blunt. I don't think Emily Blunt did anything for me. The story was very tame. I would agree on that. Also, I didn't like how they had like that 90s kind of VCR filter throughout the whole thing. I thought that was a weird choice. I don't know why. I don't know why they decided to go. Yeah, I don't know why they decided to go that route. But at the end of the day, just because they put makeup on you for 4 hours doesn't mean you can act. But he was fine in it. So for me, it's a small bag of popcorn. It's a movie that I'm not going to see again. It's not a movie that I want to see on a Sunday morning as I'm cleaning the house. I have no desire to even go near this movie ever again. The only thing I'll ever think about this movie is if I'm ever scrolling on TikTok and there's a UFC thing and they bring up the history of this guy. Okay, maybe my ears will perk up. Other than that, it's a small bag of popcorn for me. Eric, what is your popcorn rating for the Smashing Machine?
Yeah, a small bag. I don't think it was the actor's fault. The main three, we'll call them that, right? Or anyone else involved. I think they did a fine job. I think it was more just kind of a lack of story, and I really think they could have cut time on this as well too. It seemed like there was a lot of filler of them trying to be artsy by just having the camera follow them as they're walking through the halls of the arena or wherever it is that they're fighting. And I find that in a lot of artsy A24 kind of movies where it's just a camera on third person and they're just following that person. It's like, okay, I get it. They're walking and they're okay, and they're single shot, very cool, great dramatic shot. Okay, and we're still going. Okay, and it's just like cut to it a little bit more because it's not giving me anything, and it's not adding to their character. So yeah, there's just not a whole lot in this movie. I could see it like just out of studio kind of conversation having some nominations, but at the same part, like I don't think it's really deserving. I'm anxious to see what other movies it would compete with if it gets nominated. But no, I'm not going to watch this one again. I don't even think I would recommend it to people. I would say it's a small.
Chad, what do you give The Smashing Machine?
So I'm really surprised at both of your ratings because I thought after doing the last 40 minutes or however long we've been doing this, that maybe I wouldn't be.
We have seen worse.
Maybe I'm the only one down here at the bottom. And I know this is my first rating. I struggled. I'm an eternal optimist, first of all. I always really try to find the bright side out of things. But when I'm sitting here Googling what is the purpose of a movie, I think it tells me everything I need to know about myself and the opinion that I'm about to give about something. By the way, if you wanted to know what the purpose of a movie is, Google tells me movies serve multiple purposes, including entertainment, education, cultural reflection, and emotional connection, making them a vital part of a human experience. I experienced none of these things watching The Smashing Machine. I was never immersed. I was ready for it to be over. I'm getting it a bag of Kernels.
Oh!
There it is.
A bag of Kernels. That's saying something.
I was so ready to be done. I could think of about 100 other things I'd rather be doing with my time than watching The Smashing Machine. I'm not going to sit here and say, because of Mark Coleman, I'm going to give it no bag instead. No, like you're talking, I had a half a second of a connection with an ancillary character.
You're allowed to say it.
You're allowed to say. Yeah,
scale is a bit more skewed just because of how many times we've done this, and there have been some actual trash movies that we've seen. This movie, as I'm watching it, I'm just kind of just bored with it. Whereas there's been other movies where I've been pissed watching movies. Or what are some movies during that where like it was difficult to
Halloween
watch.
Ends.
It like. Halloween Ends, or what was or for Poor Things for me, I guess. Where it's just
me too.
I've had to in 5 different sitting sessions, I've had to try to really get through that damn movie. But this one is just kind of all right, well, I'll just throw it in the background and I don't know, play checkers or Microsoft Paint for a little bit here.
Yeah.
I'll doodle. And it's just all right, well, I could take a nap through this movie, wake up and not miss a damn thing.
Chad, I think it's great that you're giving a bag of Kernels. I completely think it's great.
No, yeah, I get it.
I think if you're really, Eric, I think you talked about I'm not going to recommend this to my friends. Isn't that? If movies are supposed to be enjoyable, shared experiences, you have someone high profile like Emily Blunt and Dwayne Johnson headlining this movie, and that's what we got.
Yeah,
it's a good point. It's a good point, and Eric is and to Eric's point, Chad, on this one is that it's just because we've done over 700 reviews, we are kind of jaded. It's just okay, is this literally that bad? Is it bad as this? Guys, you know what I mean?
Bad.
So,
no, and I mean it, and I'm getting angry about it. I feel myself because, I understand it. You guys have your scale, you have your skew, but I'm sitting here going, the expectation is here when you have these names in a flick. I'm putting faith in my hard-earned dollars to go watch you guys on a screen to do that. And I think because it missed the mark of those that were casted, I think it does more harm than good. You know, I would honestly, I would give this movie more credit. I would say a small bag or a no bag if it didn't have those two people in it.
Interesting.
You know, I'm getting hyped up now in anticipation for your guys' review of Wicked for Good.
Oh, it's
That-
you're
That's next week.
I'm ready for this.
It's gonna be
This
a good
is-
one.
That's going to be
forward to it.
interesting. Well, all right. So a no bag for me, a no bag for Eric, but a bag of kernels for Chad. Chad's first review ever with us is a bag of kernels. I think it's great. And I think it's amazing. So I guess don't check out the Smashing Machine. But Eric, again, I've announced it for the past couple of weeks. Can't speak for Chad here yet. If Chad wants to say anything, he can. But for me, I want to say thank you so much for everything, and I hope you enjoy the next couple of months with your new daughter, right? Your second daughter, and have a good 2-month break, bud.
Yep.
Well,
Enjoy
thank
yourself.
you guys. Yeah. Well, I'll see you at the movies.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to give ourselves a treat. Boop, boop.
And now sing your Thanksgiving song.
I don't remember. Cranberries, mashed potatoes. Anyway,
You got the snap too.
everybody who is listening, thank you so much for checking us out. Check us out on movieguyspodcast.podme.com, on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from. We are on that platform. Eric and Chad, thank you so much for joining me on this Thursday, and we'll be back next Thursday for another awesome episode. Have a good night. I came up with a Thanksgiving song.
Oh God.
This is an original.
This is a Jordan original, yes. It was a lot better in the truck earlier with Gina, so it's been a few hours. But it was something along the lines of, well, see now I completely forget it. It was like, give me stuffing, give me gravy, something like that. Never mind, I suck.
Fantastic,
It was a
Jordan.
lot better. It was a lot better before. I forgot how I. Gina!
Did you sing it for Gina and Riley for your family there?
Gina!
Well, what did they think?
She loved it.
Well,
I'm
all right
so
then.
scared.
Yeah, I don't know
Gina!
about you, Chad. I'm not particularly looking forward to this song.
Not anymore. No.
No. It feels like now the longer it goes without us hearing the song, there's more of a build.
There you go. We're
that's
trying to
eventually
figure out
just gonna be more
A false
disappointing.
build.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how I sang that Thanksgiving song. What was the style of? Do you remember?
it's got everyone in there now.
Yeah.
And a one,
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
two, and a.
Give me a turkey leg. No. I failed. Never mind. Okay.
Turkey, mashed potatoes. These are picnic greenies, 350 degrees. That's good.
Break,
Good job, Chad.
break me off a piece of that.
Good job.
Thanks, girls. Get to the door.
Cranberry sauce is that?
You make Thanos very disappointed.
Yeah, he is disappointed, but I can't even see his face because he's blurred. There's jiggly jiggly.
That song is the reason why he snapped the Infinity Gauntlet.
Probably. He's like, what's this?
It's like, here are the openings. It's like, no, I've heard enough. The whole universe needs to just stop existing.